of the issues, for example, there was a lady who's
talking about Ruth Ambogo.
Ruth had her campaigner was planted in her team. You know, somebody comes, the way women, we are very trusting. Somebody comes and says, I will help you run and da-da-da-da. So he was a chief campaigner for her. And then he ends up at some point, rapes one of the girls. And so for her, she felt because I was vying, a girl was raped. And the person who raped her was somebody who's supposedly in my camp. And therefore, because of that, I will just leave this war. And when somebody moves up to that level of injuring you as a leader, then it makes it very difficult for you to continue vying. So I don't know whether Ruth will vie again.
Because this completely invalidates you.
Thank you. There's another one. You're going up the podium. Somebody puts his hand up your skirt. Pulls your clothes down. You don't know who it is. It's a lot of crowd, but somebody has sponsored this person to humiliate you, because we like sexualizing women. And so when a woman comes out to vie, the only place I want to do, if I will show her nakedness, then people will think she's not a good leader. So most of us, most women, let me say for the ones who are vying, the challenge is you're worried. You're a mother, remember? You're a wife, you're a mother, you're a leader in your own right. Somebody stripping you naked or trying to touch your nakedness is a violation, a vile violation. And yet, even if you went to report, Mama usipitange hiyo njia. I mean, all those things make it very difficult for a woman to say, okay, fine. Is it worth it for me to run? Is it worth for me to stay in this campaign? And those stories are here.
Let's get to the next board.
Yeah, some of them very difficult. If you ask me, the next person.
My director would bring out the next board.
So I don't know if she'll bring Hamisa. Hamisa
Zaja, aspirant woman representative, Mombasa County.
Mombasa County. Hamisa woke up one day to find her social media account has been hacked and there's enough pornographic content. Wow. And she's Muslim. She's a woman living with a disability. She's doing everything she can to to run for this seat. She also receives phone calls and she's being told, we will break your leg. I mean, she's already disabled. And then you're saying you'll break her. So what else are you saying? And then somebody saying, you are very stubborn. So there's this thing that if you talk a lot or if you speak, if you're confident, you're actually stubborn. So I've never had somebody calling a man a stubborn person. Have you ever had that? No. I've never had a man being called stubborn.
Okay, next board.
Smart when you see it, you tell
Beatrice Gambo. Gambo, yes, aspirant member of parliament.
Beatrice Gambo was in Kisaoni. Beatrice comes from a family of the late Karisa Maitha. You would think, you know, she's coming from a family that is doing politics, therefore she's ready. She even thought, you know, I can do this thing.
Yes, come from a political family.
Yes. And yet, what she faced is the issue of financing and not being able to use collateral on some of her property so that she can get financing. So even when women financial inclusion becomes a really big challenge, because banks cannot give you money. I mean, one day if you walk in, a man walks in, I don't know which language they speak, they get loans. But women walk in, where is your title? Where is your house? Where is all that? How do they do that?
Because maybe it's because
next
the men are the owners of title deeds.
Exactly.
Owners
of the shambas, yet
owners of factors of production.
Is it Tasmin?
All right. Yeah, Jane Wamboi, aspirant Kiambu Town.
Yes, so Jane Wamboi is the one I was telling you earlier, who had to look for a man to go represent her culturally, and the elders required for her to give 5 sheep, traditional liquor, among other things. Yet they will still say that as a woman I cannot address them and that I should have a male emissary to speak on my behalf. She also noted that she was told there was a message going around that she's pregnant and the pregnancy was not from her husband. So first, you're pregnant and you're running. How will you lead us? So utaenda kuzaa. And then number 2, if it is not your husband's how did those guys know that pregnancy is not her husband? So from that respect, people think you are a promiscuous, you sleep around with men, which is the same tag women get who are vying, that for you to be in a political space, it means you're sleeping around. And it's the men who decide that you're sleeping around. A man can even come up and say, I slept with Wanja. And before you say, I did not, they will believe the man, they will not believe you.
Wow.
Okay, the final one. Let's go to the final story. This story is completely heartbreaking. But it's good that it's coming out.
Yeah.
Valentine Otieno.
So Valentine did very well. She became number 2 during the Kisumu Women Rep county position. So I was almost giving up, because sometimes you will post a picture of campaigns in church with respectable people, and someone will accuse you of sleeping with a person so as to raise fund. It was very demeaning. In 2017, I was asked to fetch a husband, yet some of the people asking this were fellow women. My intelligence and academic credentials were thrown out of the window. And so she didn't have money. She relied on her boyfriend to be her backup. But what is one man? What will one man do? And I remember Millie Mabona once sharing and saying that the greatest cost for a woman running is security. Because you will want security around you so nobody puts their hand up your skirt. Yeah. You want security around you so that nobody locks up your truck like they locked up Honorable Pasari's trucks and ran away with the kids. You want somebody to protect so that nobody touches your home. There's one here who, her house, they threw stones in her house. Luckily, her child was not home. So all these things, just to make sure a woman does not run. And so when you're intimidated as a woman, the life of your child is in danger, the life of your family is in danger, the first thing you're going to do is throw in the towel and say, you know, it's not worth it that I will lose my family. But I think men just say it is worth it.